Hey everybody, Clickscone here, and today we're gonna play the game that made me rage on PlayStation 2. All the music and sounds are copyrighted to the game here. And, I configured the controls for my controller here for my PC. This is the Steam version on PC, so the graphics may be slightly different into what people are used to if they played this game before. And I have the B button to go forward, and that's screwing me up. Alright, let's see here. This has more power and still less weight, but you had 4 here and it's a lot. I'm gonna choose this. I'm not good with manual yet. I forget which one was for 200. Alright, here we go. Oh. This is hard to navigate because the buttons are switched. But whatever. Alright, let's see if I can actually do this on a controller again. Alright. I remember when I started this one, no matter what. Alright, that's camera. This is look back. Handbrake is button B, I think. Yep. Oh my god. It's actually a lot easier than when I used it on PlayStation, but I think that it's because I played it before. That's a shortcut right there, I can already tell. Okay, this is where we have to slow down, right? Yep. It's like if you're rally racing, like you do some pretty out of their maneuvers and you have to try to get to the finish as fast as possible. It's not like real racing. Like if you've ever played the game Real Racing 3 or any other good realistic racing games, I think Need for Speed Shift and Shift 2 are good ones as well because there's actually damage indicators within the match that are, I think, slightly better than Real Racing 3. Real Racing 3 is on mobile. I used to play it on my tablet until I got a new tablet. Then I didn't have enough space for it on my new tablet, which is sad. I might just need to get an SD card, but it looked like they only took 2 GB ones, and they don't make those anymore now. It seems like there's not a lot of content here anyways. It's mostly going to be me talking because I'm used to playing this game. I should have put the handle into professional. It's going to get harder as the game progresses. Because I don't think I've done like much of the goal tracks at all. I'm going to do the first 3 tracks here, I think. And then I'll end it there. Wait, try to jump. That was amazing. Oh my god. Oh my god, the car even has a bit of drag. Cars don't usually have drag in the other games unless like one of the wheels are off. which is a bit less realistic, but these games are fun. Up until when they made FlatOut 3 and 4, 3 and 4 were by a different company, I think, and they were just utter trash compared to these games. They weren't good predecessors. I mean, not predecessors, I just don't know the word right now. Alright. So you're gonna see me a bit sluggish with like controlling the menus and stuff. Because of the way it is. Alright. Let's have some more here. Flow. $2. Okay. It's a nice car. I actually like this kind of garage. This is, I think, my favorite out of all the games because it looks like as if it pertains to the game very well. And it makes sense. Alright, I gotta go up and down like this. Alright, let's see here. So in the other profiles I had, I usually used the car with the best power, but it also had the most weight on it. And I like to skid and stuff, but not too much. So I don't know how weight affects the game yet, despite how much I've played it. Oh jeez, this is hard right here. 6666L. Okay, that was a bit aggressive. The reason why I reconfigured controls is because I've been playing Burnout Paradise. And I've been getting used to the controls in that. So might as well switch it for this game as well. Anyways, Bugbear and stuff, their company made another game called Next Card Game Wreckfest, I think, and it's very much like a simulator rather than arcade, as far as I've seen. And I want it, but I'm sure it won't work on my computer because I have Beam and G.Drive, and that's a simulation as well. And I need I think my friend said 13. No, he had 13. You need like 10 or 12 gigabytes at least of RAM, and I only have an 8 on this laptop. So that's what's required there. So I either have to get a desktop computer so I can just upgrade parts and it would be a lot less money essentially, or I can get a new laptop that's for gaming and then use this one for what I need. That's not gaming. It's a lot of decisions because I don't make money on my own, and I'll have to wait a while before I even get anything. And I've been talking to people earlier today, and I've kind of made a decision to wait until Black Friday to get a new laptop because this one is really good. It's just that like it was really good for $400, and some people say that you can either have $400 for a refurbished gaming beast, of a computer, or you can get a cheap, crappy ass laptop. And that's not what this is. This is like in the middle of it. It's an i3 6th generation for CPU. GPU is a 520 Intel Graphics HD, I think, and then the RAM's 8 GB. The hard drive itself with the space is a terabyte. So I can put a lot of games like this on here and just fine. And like, I love it on here better than console just because it's on Steam, and I think they redo some of the graphics, like reskin it, and it just looks a lot better. And not to like bash on consoles, because consoles are made for gaming, and I'd honestly prefer a console if it was made for a game because you don't have to upgrade it. You may have to buy another one, but like if for example the PS3, you have to you have to upgrade eventually, but right now you don't really have to do anything with it. It's completely fine because all the games are coming out from PS4. It's on 3 as well. Oh yeah, these are $200 as well. And I'd prefer it that way because it's like I said, it's built for gaming, and like all you have to decide is like which console to use, because I think both Xbox and PlayStation you have to pay for online gaming. I'm not sure about any of it because it's been a long time since I've really touched a console except for a PlayStation 2. Um, like touch a console as in like I've actually had a deep time with it. I go to my sister's often and playing on her boyfriend's Xbox and Call of Duty World War II on a campaign because I'm such a noob when it comes to multiplayer. And I can see the graphics difference, and I can achieve near the graphics of like a game like Call of Duty World War II. Like achieve near that on some of the games I have, except I maybe like have a little bit slower on my computer, so I can reach those heights. It's probably the CPU and RAM that may be the problem, not the graphics card. I always thought it was the graphics card, and if for example BeamNG Drive. I thought it was my CPU that was bad because the recommended was a desktop i3 and I had a laptop. Except I didn't realize at the time that there were different generations of i3, and I had like a very, very new generation, I think. So therefore, as long as you have like one of the newer generations, it's essentially better than the older one because I know somebody who had, I think, a third generation while I have a sixth, and that makes a hell of a difference in accordance to what it can do. I don't know like a lot, so I shouldn't be trusted for knowing a lot of this stuff. You're better off going to somebody who's messed with all this stuff a lot of times and has the money to actually experiment and everything. Because I don't. I usually go by what I've researched, which is very little, what I'm told, which I don't believe half of what I'm told, and basically other stuff that are like facts and stuff that it's like common knowledge, and the rest of it is honestly assumptions, but they're more educated assumptions than anything. I like to go for like more of a cause and effect thing. They're a lot closer this time. to stay off of that stuff now, and I needed to work on other stuff. Like suspension? Yeah. Suspension is a need in this game. And the reason why I'm recording this is not really because of the gameplay, but is because I wanted to explain why there's some older games that are worth playing, despite the fact that you might not want to play it anymore because it's old or something like that. Because it has some replayable has some replayable content and stuff like that. You can make multiple profiles, which I love, in case you wanted to do like certain challenges, like for example, use the worst car, not upgrade it, or something like that. And it's always like that for me. I don't have the ability to just go and buy whatever I want like some people do, and a lot of people are like that as well. And there's some people that don't even have systems like me. Okay, there we go. And like, I have a few friends on Steam, and sometimes I get some cash on Steam, and because of that, sometimes if there's a popular game that's on sale, I'd gift them to a few friends who aren't really fortunate enough to buy their own games and all that stuff. And it's because I know that people aren't as fortunate. And I'm not talking about like third world countries and all that people don't have water. Like no shit, but there's like there's people who just they didn't grow up with a good family and they couldn't like get like a good degree, or maybe they couldn't even get their diploma because of the state their family was in, and they had to maybe quit high school to work to support their family. And those are the people that I look up to because they're willing to take the initiative to do what's beneficial to the people that they care about, not just for themselves. And there's other people who are like that, except they go to college, get a degree, get a job, and then they like give some of the money that they get to their family who is in need. And that may take a little bit longer, but it's still the same mindset in the end. You care about your family and you're willing to do a lot for them. And that's how my mother is too. She cares a lot about the family. And despite all the things that she goes through, she still loves us, and I appreciate her for that, and I looked up to her, despite all the hell I've given her. I mean, yeah, I don't like her sometimes because parents can be like that, but they love you. They're trying to do what they need, like what they need, what you need, what everybody needs. Cause when you're in school and stuff, they have to decide what's best for not only them and you, but for the students that you're around as well. And that's why we have like the parent teacher conferences and all that now, and stuff like that. And so even though they may not have that much money, they try to keep you satisfied, have a good life and all that. And some people, especially me, have been taking it for granted for a long while. But there's also some people, again like me, who take it for granted, but they know about this. And it may not look like we care, but we do. Like, I can't explain for everybody. I'm not a representative for everyone. Everybody has their own way of showing and caring and all of that. I'm just talking about generalities of what people can do. I can't speak for everybody. Well, that's enough gaming I want to do now. So I'm gonna stop now. I got myself a bit down talking about that stuff because I usually don't say anything like that except for like if I'm typing to somebody or something like that.